I just finished my amateur career and was looking for something to do. Taught school for a year, and anyway, when I got out of the Army, I was in the Army, and I busted my knee. Not busted, but I broke a cartilage, and I had to go be. I was stationed in Fort Hamilton in Brooklyn, New York, and they shipped me over to the Naval Hospital in Queens, New York, and they operated on me there. And one thing led to another, and I'd been an amateur wrestler for quite a few years. Anyway, I woke up in a big room with a lot of beds in the hospital, and the bed next to me, another guy was laying there, and we both had knee operations the day before. He and I got to be buddies, and I really kept us there for 6 weeks. He was a big wrestling fan, and I hadn't paid that much attention to pro wrestling. You know, occasionally I'd see a show at home on TV or at my grandma's house or someplace. But anyway, he got me to go down to every Saturday when they had the TV from New York. The New York TV, they had the tape on, or the show on, I guess it was a live show. I looked at it and I said, gee, that's something I might be able to do. I don't know. Anyway, I got into my head to write a letter to Joe Dusick, who was a promoter in Omaha, which is my hometown, in West Germany, you know, Omaha.
Of course.
Joe was nice enough to write me back. I wrote this long letter with all my accomplishments in amateur wrestling, and I'm sure he read it to the boys in the locker room that night or something, and they all had a big laugh about it. But anyway, he was nice enough to write back to me and say he didn't have any place to train me, but when I get out of the Army, he'd look him up, and he would introduce me to Verne Gagne, who was training wrestlers at the time. And about a year later, I ended my tour of duty, and I actually taught school for a year, and during that time I got hold of Joe Dusick, and true to his word, he had me come down to the TV station, and he introduced me to Verne one night when the Minnesota guys were in town to do the Omaha TV. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, come up to the Twin Cities and I'll see what you got. And I borrowed my little brother's car, because the car I was driving to school had 3 different colored fenders and different colored hood, the original color of the car. Anyway, it was a clunker. I bought it for $50. My younger brother had a nice car, so I borrowed that. I drove up to Minnesota, and they put me to work setting up the ring and refereeing. That's how I broke into the business, plus training with Verne during the days when he had time, and lifting weights at the 5th Street gym.